Welcome to the R33, the long way. For today's car, you're going to need the Horizon car pass. Although this costs a bit extra. But today we are taking a look at the 1998 Nissan Skyline GTR 40th Anniversary Edition. This thing boasts 276 brake horsepower from stock, 271 foot-pounds of torque, while weighing a staggering 3,439 pounds with a 2.6-litre engine. And as the intro says, this thing pretty much is the R33 Skyline, but the long way, because of course this is a four-door, which is very interesting indeed, and it has the Autech version rear tail lights as well, which I think is pretty cool indeed. Have I said indeed enough? Anyway, going to the inside, it looks basically the exact same as the regular R33 Skyline, with a few dials and gauges over here. We've got a few dials and gauges up front, but now let's go ahead and take a listen to this thing one floor down. Honestly, finding this parking garage was absolutely fantastic. Right, let's go ahead and away we go with the R33. Now, I've got to say, that sounds very nice indeed. A good old RB26 for you there. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead, jump over to body kits and conversions, over to engine swaps and see what we've got. We've got ourselves a 4 available for this thing, including the 3.5-litre V8 twin turbo. We have a 4.8-litre V10 straight from the Lexus LFA. On top of that, we also have ourselves a 3.8-litre V6 twin turbo and a 4-litre V8 twin turbo as well, pushing 700 brake horsepower from stock. So essentially, this thing's about to get very quick, very fast. But on sec, that made absolutely no sense. As for drivetrain, this thing starts out all-wheel drive stock, but you can go ahead and make it rear-wheel drive, and we might do that later. As for aero and appearance, that's kind of where this car lets itself down, because if we go over to the front bumper, you've got the option for the top secret front bumper or some Forza aero, and that's about it. And then going over to the back of the car, you've got the option for the Nismo rear wing or the Forza aero, and again, that's about it. Yep, a brand new car that you get straight from the car pass, with no bumper options, no side skirt options, aside from the front bumper, where you only have one choice. Now, our resident tuner Mac didn't know that I was going to be making a video on this car today, so it's time for us to go ahead, have a bit of fun ourselves, and do some upgrades. This one, I'm going to try and see if we can aim to get to the top of A-Class, although to be fair, it's been a while since I built an A-Class road build for myself, so let's go ahead and see just how well or how badly it goes. So far, we got ourselves some good tyres, we've now got some good brakes. Let's go ahead and put this thing down onto some rally springs and dampers, much better, and of course we'll also need some anti-roll bars at the front and at the back of this thing. And because we can, we'll go ahead and make this thing lighter too. Gearbox, absolutely. And now we have some spare areas to work with. Let's go ahead and give this thing a little bit of power. Not too much though, because apparently we go and put on a sport exhaust and we're already up into S1. Instead, we're going to go ahead and use a nice little technique I like to call finding some rims that's going to bring the PI back down. There we go, we got there in the end. Well, to be fair, we can also mess around with the aero, because apparently for the rear wing of this thing is actually tunable. And so with our upgrades applied this time, let's go ahead and jump over to the paint shop where we've got nothing for advanced. Going over to the main body of the car, we've got ourselves 4 different colours to choose from. We've got ourselves a silver grey, we've got midnight purple, we've got another kind of grey purple-esque colour, or we can go ahead and make this thing brilliant white. Instead, I'm going to go over to find new designs and see what the community making. I'm sorry, someone made this? Oh, that's awesome. Now, fun fact, I've seen an R33 Skyline, but I've never seen one in a 4-door version. And away we go. We are in 8th, and we've got an aim to go ahead and get up into 1st place with a tune that I've literally just thrown together as you've been watching this video. So is it going to do well? Is it not going to do well? I really don't know. Knowing my luck though, it'll be the second option. Also, speaking of the proper R33, it's off to our left. Right, on the brakes, let's see how's it going to handle this first quite sharp turn. Actually relatively well with the help of a Honda. Now, the Autech edition of this car has actually been quite rare, with only 416 of these ever being made. So honestly, the chances of me trying to find one might be quite slim. But if anybody happens to have one and they want me to do a video on it, please do get in touch. In the meantime, if you want to buy one, then you better have some deep pockets, because the prices of this thing are absolutely astronomical. Because the average used price for this thing is roughly $88,000 to $120,000, which is not only this in pounds sterling, I'll just go ahead and take first, thank you, but also this in Japanese yen. Of course, prices might vary depending on where you're buying it from or what country you're in, but that's still so expensive. Now, some close friends of mine will know that I had an R33 all the way back in Forza Horizon 5, which was a very, very good car to drive indeed. But hopefully the R33 4-door in this game might just hopefully live up to it if we don't get beaten by that Lotus. Right, got another harsh turn coming up on the brakes. We are getting pushed out of the way. Honestly, it feels like Horizon Open. Right, 90% left to go. We are absolutely flooring it. We've made it past the Lotus. I don't know how, but we have. 5% of the race left to go. They are still catching up quite quickly, but not quickly enough, because there's a finish line, and across we go with the first place and a time of 2 minutes 35. I didn't hit a concrete post during that race. I don't know what you're talking about. And the next thing we're going to do is make our way all the way over to, if I can find it, because everything's covered in snow, but we've got ourselves the Hokubo circuit over here, or the Hokubu circuit. Apparently I've been saying that wrong this entire time. Oh dear. But let's go ahead and do some time attack. And through the start gate we go. We've only got one shot, one lap at this track. Let's try and go ahead and see if we can make it count with the R33 four-door. Now, if you keep up with the whole Skyline community, you'll know there's a massive battle over whether a four-door Skyline is actually a Skyline or not. Honestly, I've got to say, I think looking like this, I'd say it is. I know it might be a controversial opinion for some people, but I've got to say, I think it looks quite good. Right, we've got our last split gate there. We are coming up to the final few turns of the Hokubu circuit. There you go, I pronounced it right this time, and there we go. We've only got ourselves just a few seconds left to try and make it a sub-minute time, and we do 58.8 through the start-finish gate. Not too bad at all. Right. Back to the festival, I think. Now, something I normally miss is the car mastery, so let's go ahead and take a look at this, shall we? We've got ourselves Head Turner for getting an instant 5,000 XP just for owning this car. I'll go ahead and actually just unlock that one real quick. We also got ourselves, I guess, one over here that gets you 15% more skill score when drafting on other cars. And another cool one over here is called Me and the Gang, earning 15% more skill score while driving this specific car in a convoy. Right, now we've done that, it's time to go ahead and jump back to the upgrade, sadly removing the rear wing because we're going to go ahead and make this thing a bit of a drag build, which means, you guessed it, we are going to need some good old drag tyres. And we'll get a new engine as well. What should we go with? I think this one. As for what car this engine's out of, I have got absolutely no idea. Comments, do your thing. And now another cool trick when you're going with drag racing is to go ahead and change the springs over to rally springs and dampers, because that means you actually get quite a lot more space to work with. And because we're going for drag racing, let's go ahead and make this a 4-speed. And once again, back to the fun dilemma of tyres, because we need to go ahead and change our rims over to something a lot lighter. Right, with those upgrades installed, we are now over 1,000 brake horsepower. This is going to be a bit mad. What's going to be even more mad is the fact I've got to go ahead and tune this thing again, and hopefully we might have a good top speed. Now, Mac has quite a thing for making his drag cars wheelie. I don't know if I can do that, but we'll go ahead and give it a go. Right, here we are now over at the quarter mile. Let's go ahead and see. Did we do good? Did we get a wheelie out of this thing? No, we really haven't. Well, you could say we really haven't. Sorry. Either way, here we are now over at the edge of the drag strip. We've got to wait for those lights to go ahead and turn green. In the meantime, we've got ourselves all sorted, launching over here. The boost is built, and away we go. I completely missed the cue to go there. Oh dear. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what do we get out of this thing. Do we get a sub 10-second time? Yes, we do. 8.5 and absolutely zero braking. Oh dear. Well, at least we lived up to one standard. However, we're now straight back to the festival once more to go ahead and first take off this front bumper, which we should have done from the start. And it's also time to go ahead and once again swap the engine over to the LFA motor to see if we can make a good top speed build. Oh, and while we're at it, can't forget, I've got to go ahead and put this thing back onto race springs. And race tyres too. So with the LFA motor, we're now a lot heavier at 2,757 pounds, but we do make a whopping 1,280 brake horsepower. This is going to be mad. And the even more mad thing is I've got to go ahead and retune this car yet again. And now, because of course we are going top speed testing, it's time to break out this event lab once again. Can't lie, I don't know what I'd do without it. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and away we go. 1,200 brake horsepower, 2,757 pounds worth of car. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. Though to be fair, we've just gotten into 5th gear and we're already doing well over 200, which is mental. Right, up into 6th gear, we've just hit 11% through this, I guess, like event lab, top speed test, whatever you want to call it. We are currently soaring through 270, which is insane. Honestly, I'm just hoping there's not a pothole, because if there is, then we are in real trouble. Okay, we are just coming up to the halfway mark on this event lab, and there it is, 50% through the event lab now, 273 miles an hour, and it is not going any faster. So 273 is our top speed, which out of a 4-door saloon or sedan car, depending on where you are in the world, is absolutely nothing shy of insane. Right, back down to Horizon Japan. And there we go. Now it makes me wonder what this thing would do if it was given a downhill map. In the meantime, we have one more thing to do, and that is to go ahead and take this thing over to what seems to be our favourite drift zone so far, and go and set a score. We spent that long on a top speed test, apparently now it's night. Either way though, that's not going to stop us, because into the drift zone we go. Let's go ahead and see what we can get out of this thing. 175 is my personal best. Can we get close? I've got no idea. There's only one way to find out though, and that is to go ahead and keep this thing sideways. And out we go at 168.5 thousand. not quite a personal best, but still quite close. And now we go and do it again. So in we go once more. 168.5k is a score to beat. Can we do it? I've got no idea. There's only one way to find out. And out we go at 177.1 thousand and a brand new personal best, which out of this thing is nothing short of incredible. I mean, how often can you say your personal best was set in a Skyline powered by an LFA motor? Honestly, it's absolutely insane, and that might just make this car worth getting. In the meantime, though, it is night across the world of Japan. The sun has gone down, and of course, that is the end of this video as well. So thank you very much for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that cool stuff, and let me know, what's your favorite Nissan Skyline, and is it the R33? In the meantime, though, thank you very much for watching. Tech out. See ya. Alright, back for another go at that dress zone.